Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
Yeah,
you want one quick question?
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
All right, we got 10 minutes here with Coach. We're going to start with questions here in the room, and then we'll take some questions on Zoom. Go ahead and get us started.
Hey, you talked the last couple days about the need to start fast and didn't quite happen today. What kind of got wonky in those early moments?
The aggressive level of Plum and Asia were very evident. The threes, they got loose in transition. I always say this, I would have to take a look at the film to see what we're doing offensively, but I just felt like we were a little bit on our heels defensively. But to cut into that lead and to eventually, we went up one, at one point. That says a lot about our resiliency, but you know, our starts have been kind of our Achilles heel since the break. And as you can see, you can't spot a team like that 30 in a quarter.
Let's go to Zoom. Time for just one or two questions from everybody. Percy, go ahead and get us started, then we'll go to Jeff Brown.
Hey, Coach, it was 65-64 early in that fourth quarter for the second straight game. Just you often talk about like landing the plane. What things did you tell your team at that time, and why did you guys come up a bit short tonight?
It's heavy. You know, I think there are things that we did well. You know, we finally hit some threes. Very physical game. I think that rebounding hurt us. I think a couple of those possessions we were able to get stops, but then they got 1, 2 offensive rebounds, and those were kind of deflating. I thought that, you know, they went small ball, and I want to say that bothered us. They were super small 4 guards in Asia out there. That we're pretty locked into that, but even still, I think just again within those time frames, and then our one-on-one defense. You know, what I remember, they went away from play calls and they just went isolation ball, and with that particular lineup, you have to guard your yard. And I felt like they put a lot of pressure on us to defend one-on-one, and they were successful in that area.
And then in the aftermath now,
I'm just playing.
Jeez, you're killing me. Hey, just in the aftermath, what's the severity of Juelz Lloyd's injury, and just what do you make of her performance in these playoffs?
I would have to get an update from our trainer. From what I know, she was okay to go, that she had been feeling good. Obviously she hadn't played in a few games, and some of that that flow, that rhythm that Juelz plays with, it wasn't necessarily there. To have a couple of practice days, you know, we're thinking that we could get that rhythm, but to play the defending champs, you have to be sharp and healthy. And considering that injury came a week and a half ago, probably some residue from that.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go to Jeff Brown, and then after Jeff, we'll go to Christian.
Yeah, Coach, first, can you just talk about Gabby Williams' performance? She's been really strong closing out this season. I think like 8 straight games in double figures.
Amazing. You know, 37 heartfelt minutes from her. She gave she finished empty, and she probably still has a lot of gas left in her tank. She played with so much confidence. She gave us such a big boost. A couple of tough finishes around the rim. What she did defensively, I thought she did a solid job on Jackie. And I thought, you know, there was a level of intensity and pride that she was playing with that kind of willed us in those moments that we needed something. I'm so happy that she decided to come back with us and continue to put her mark on this league, which is something that I want her to feel good about on her WNBA journey. But we needed her badly, and she showed up big. She's shown up big since she's came back to us.
And in this series, you get swept, but you had the lead in the fourth quarter in both games, you know, by small margins. What do you think kind of was the difference in not being able to get the wins
So when we were at home, the zone was the issue. I feel like we were locked into the zone and they didn't go zone today as much. And today I felt like, and then even the other day when we were in a tight game, it became the same thing that I felt like it was today, attacking mismatches. The one-on-one, middle of the floor, tough shots, just being, willing themselves to be the superstars that they are. So, and then, coming down and not getting, great looks offensively. We kind of didn't stack good possession, scores together in those moments.
Thank you, Coach.
Mhm.
Thanks, Jeff. We'll go to Christian and then Masvidal.
Hey, coach, coming into this game, knowing that as he most likely wasn't going to be 100%, but still having her presence on the court, everything that went down in this game, it kind of felt like, again, the team was still right there when it needed to be. But it feels like the kind of effort level that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks wasn't really there when it needed to be as well. Just wonder, could you speak to that, and if you feel like that's kind of been a recurring issue and kind of just really the second half of the season as a whole?
Yeah, it showed up, I think, maybe in our start again. I don't like that it was a recurring theme because effort should never be a theme. When you talk about playing in this league or this organization, so you know, I always take full accountability for anything that this team does. That isn't up to par to where we need to be, and I felt like, you know, there were players, I don't think it was everyone. I think it was it became a little bit contagious. I wanted the positive effort and all those things to become contagious, and we were just kind of tugging and pulling a little bit. But moving forward, the appreciation for putting on a Storm jersey has to come in the way in which you value the game, and that is how you show up and play. So I will be better. Our team will be better. Effort will never, ever be a thing for us again.
And you've seen quite a few seasons in your time as a head coach with Seattle now, and arguably this being your most successful season with the new group that you have and everything that's been going on. Besides, the year that you won a championship as assistant head coach, but you know, you may not really want to hear the kind of big picture aspect, but this is kind of a great season because you won 11 games last year. So how do you kind of take this into the offseason knowing that this is a great foundation to build off of and add to going into next year?
Yeah. Going from 11 wins to 25 in playoffs feels successful. I'm such a competitor though. I feel like I want more. I'm proud of our group. I'm proud of where we came from last season. And it hasn't been talked about a lot. So thank you for acknowledging that. But I don't need the acknowledgement. I'm just doing my job and I'm on borrowed time. And so I realize the importance of not wasting moments. And I feel like, yeah, I know big picture, we had some success, but I think that this group could have done more. And I feel responsible for that. So we will continue to build. From an unintentional rebuild to 25 wins is something that, we will be proud of, but I'm not satisfied.
Thank you.
We got about 1 minute left. We're going to go to Masvidal and then Alberto.
Yep. No, so yeah, this season you had a lot of different changes, a lot of moving parts, just in terms of growth as a competitor. Just how much you looking forward to keeping hopefully the core unit and building on all the things you talked about, all the intricacies.
Yeah, you look at the teams who, like the Aces, honestly, because they're the ones that everyone has to beat. They built what they're doing with the experience and some time. They played together for a while. So to be able to keep core pieces is important when you're playing against the best of the best. And this group as elite as we are and, veteran as we are, we still hadn't had these reps together. So this playoff reps is going to be very valuable for the group moving forward.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And last question to Alberto.
Hi, Coach. So in terms of turnovers, I did see that y'all did really well. Had only 4 turnovers and forced 15. Can you talk about this defensive effort and who do you credit it more to?
Yeah, 5 turnovers is something that we haven't seen a lot this year. That was good to see from the group. I think that our defense sustained us the entire year. Our offense was the thing that was pretty inconsistent. I mean, our group has amazing defensive players. You saw what putting Ezzy back in there did, but Sky on the ball, Gabby in the mix, like we we have good pieces. Jordan, this is our defensive lineup that did a lot for us this year. So I think the credit goes to them, their will to want to play defense, their one-on-one capabilities, their understanding concepts and covering things for each other, the communication. I think that they really, we really hung our hat on the defensive end this year.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time. We'll have players in here in just a moment.
All right, Karen, I'll see you. Right. See you, everybody.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
Yeah, we can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.